Hello Chelsea family, welcome back to the Blues Report, your number one destination for everything happening at Stamford Bridge. It is Thursday, January 15th, 2026, and the winter transfer window is absolutely heating up. We have some massive updates today involving a legendary recommendation, a battle for a Brazilian prodigy, and a twist in the pursuit of a Premier League maverick. The dream continues. Victor OSIMHEN to Chelsea. The Nigerian king, Victor OSIMHEN, is once again the name on every Chelsea fan's lips. After his blockbuster move to Galatasaray, where the Turkish giants shattered records to sign him for €75 million, the speculation hasn't cooled down. Our very own Chelsea legend, John Obi Mikel, has been incredibly vocal, essentially acting as an unofficial scout for the club. Mikel has told the board in no uncertain terms, Chelsea must sign OSIMHEN. Mikel describes Victor as the perfect option, a striker who can stretch the play, score from anywhere, and finally fill the void left by icons like Didier Drogba. While we've seen flashes of brilliance from our current options, nobody possesses that predatory, world-class instinct that OSIMHEN brings to the table. He is currently tearing it up at the Africa Cup of Nations, but the question remains, will the Blues finally pull the trigger and bring him to London this year? My analysis: OSIMHEN is the statement signing we need to return to the Champions League elite. He doesn't just bring goals, he brings an aura. But with Galatasaray having spent so much on his wages and transfer fee, can Chelsea find the financial middle ground to make this happen? What do you think, Blues? Is OSIMHEN the missing piece of the puzzle, or is the price tag simply too high? The Brazilian battle. Bidon on the radar. In other news, the recruitment team is looking towards South America again, specifically at Corinthians midfield sensation, Bidon. This 20-year-old maestro has been dubbed the Brazilian Pedri, and for good reason. With 11 caps and a goal for the Brazil U20s, Bidon is a technical wizard who has become fundamental to Corinthians' success. Chelsea have officially made an inquiry, but we aren't alone. Manchester United and Arsenal are also circling like vultures. Reports suggest that Arsenal have already contacted Bidon's agency, making this a three-way London-Manchester shootout. While his market value sits around €14 million, Corinthians are playing hardball. Reports from this month indicate they are demanding a staggering €30 million to €40 million to let him go, especially since he is under contract until 2029. My opinion: Bidon represents the Blue Coast strategy perfectly. Buy young, buy talented. However, with a crowded midfield featuring the likes of Caicedo and Enzo, would Bidon get the minutes he needs to develop? Do you feel we should prioritise an experienced head in midfield, or is Bidon a talent we simply cannot afford to lose to Arsenal, the Lucas Paquetá twist? Finally, we have a major update on Lucas Paquetá. While earlier reports suggested Chelsea were monitoring the West Ham Maverick as a potential first signing for new head coach Liam Rosenior, the trail has hit a significant roadblock. Despite West Ham's struggles near the bottom of the table, Paquetá's camp has reportedly declined the opportunity to join Chelsea this month. Renan Moura and other insiders suggest that while Chelsea were ready to consider a bid, with West Ham demanding over £35 million, the player himself has no intention of staying in England. It appears the allure of a return to his roots with Flamengo is much stronger than a move across London. Paquetá seems disillusioned with English football following his previous legal battles and is looking for a fresh start outside the Premier League. Closing thoughts. It's a whirlwind of emotions today at the Bridge. From the heights of a potential OSIMHEN deal to the complex chess match for Bidon and the likely end of the Paquetá pursuit. One thing is for sure, the board is active and they are looking for ways to bolster this squad for the second half of the season. Before you go, I want to hear from you. 1. Should we break the bank for OSIMHEN now or wait until the summer? 2. Is Bidon the right profile for our midfield right now? 3. Are you disappointed that Paquetá has seemingly rejected a move to the Blues? Building on those bombshell reports, the drama at Cobham is reaching a fever pitch as we move deeper into the January window. Beyond the pursuit of a new striker and midfield reinforcements, there are significant whispers about the internal reshuffling under our new manager, Liam Rosenior. The transition from the Enzo Maresca era has brought a fresh set of eyes to the squad, and Rosenior is reportedly taking these final weeks of the window to decide who fits his high-intensity vision and who might be headed for the exit door to balance the books. One of the most heart-wrenching updates for the youth enthusiasts is the situation surrounding Tyreek George. Despite his breakthrough last season, reports suggest the 19-year-old wonder kid is expected to leave the club before the deadline after falling out of favour. It's a move that has divided the fan base. Seeing a Cobham graduate of his quality potentially sold to rivals like Fulham or Crystal Palace is a tough pill to swallow. Furthermore, with heavyweights like Alejandro Garnacho and João Pedro already in the building following their summer arrivals, the competition for places has never been more cutthroat. The club is also working tirelessly behind the scenes to manage the outgoings list. We've already seen Leo Castledine depart for Middlesbrough, but bigger names like Raheem Sterling and Axel Disasi continue to be linked with moves away to help fund the potential €30 million plus swoop for Bidon or the massive financial package required for OSIMHEN. The board is under pressure to maintain a positive transfer balance to comply with UEFA's latest restrictions, meaning every incoming dream signing might require a painful departure. My analysis: this is the most critical juncture of Chelsea's season. We are sitting in a position where one or two elite signings could propel us back into the top four conversation, but the risk of bloating the squad further is real. Rosenior's arrival has slowed down the scattergun approach, but the pressure from legends like Mikel to sign a finished product like OSIMHEN is mounting by the day. Now, I have to ask you, the heart of this club. With Tariq George potentially leaving, are we losing the soul of Chelsea, or is this just the price of modern success? If we can only sign one player this January, OSIMHEN or Bidon, who are you choosing to save our season? Do you trust Liam Rosenior to make the right calls in the market after only being in the job for a few weeks? Hello, and a massive welcome to all our loyal listeners and viewers of the Blues Report. It is a thrilling time to be a Chelsea fan as the January transfer window heats up and the rumour mill at Stamford Bridge goes into overdrive. We've got some absolutely massive updates today regarding potential blockbuster moves that could reshape our front line. From the Bundesliga's newest sensation to a star-studded pursuit in Madrid and a reunion with a familiar face, the bridge is buzzing. Let's dive into the latest developments that have every Chelsea supporter talking. The €100 million chase, Yan Diomande to Stamford Bridge. The name on everyone's lips right now is Yan Diomande. The 19-year-old RB Leipzig sensation has set the Bundesliga alight, and the latest reports from Bild have sent shockwaves through West London. It's been revealed that Diomande actually participated in trial training sessions at Cobham previously, and the club's interest has never truly faded. Now, he's blossomed into one of the most clinical young attackers in Europe, and the Blues are reportedly ready to break the bank to bring him back to London permanently. However, this won't be a cheap or easy deal. David Ornstein of The Athletic has indicated that a staggering €100 million fee will be the baseline for any serious conversation. Leipzig are notoriously tough negotiators, and with the Ivory Coast international under contract for another 4.5 years, they are under zero pressure to sell this January. They want to keep their crown jewel until at least the summer. Analysis: Diomande is a generational type of talent, explosive, versatile, and possessing that rare fearless streak we saw in a young Eden Hazard. But with Liverpool and Manchester United also circling, Chelsea might have to rely on that existing relationship from his trial days to jump the queue. My opinion: while €100 million is a massive investment, Chelsea's philosophy under the current ownership is about securing the world's best U21 talent. Diomande fits that blue revolution perfectly. But I have to ask, is it wise to drop another 9-figure sum on a winger when we still have gaps in the defensive pivot? The Arda Güler enigma, a dream or a reality? Next up, we have the Turkish Messi, Arda Güler. Team Talk has been reporting that Chelsea have made numerous inquiries over the last 12 months. It's no secret that the Chelsea board is obsessed with technical playmakers, and Güler is the definition of magic on the ball. Real Madrid are well aware that the Blues are regularly knocking on their door, asking for updates on the 20-year-old's availability. Despite the relentless pursuit from West London, the message from the players' camp remains firm. Güler has no plans to leave Madrid. He is determined to fight for his place at the Bernabeu. Chelsea fans are dreaming of a creative partnership between him and Cole Palmer. But for now, it seems Florentino Perez has slammed the door shut. Analysis: Chelsea are playing the long game here. By staying in constant contact, they ensure they are first in line if Güler ever grows frustrated with his minutes in Spain. It's a wait-and-see strategy that requires immense patience. The question: would Güler actually start every week at Chelsea, or would he face the same rotation issues he has at Real Madrid? The cold connection: Morgan Rogers and Cole Palmer. Finally, we have a story that is warming the hearts of the Stamford Bridge faithful. Chelsea are reportedly eyeing Morgan Rogers from Aston Villa. What makes this move so attractive to the fans is the Cole Palmer factor. The two are incredibly close, often seen sharing their famous cold celebrations, and Chelsea are reportedly hoping to use Palmer's influence to persuade Rogers to make the move to London. Rodgers has been a revelation for Villa, showing pace, power, and a high footballing IQ. The idea of reuniting the two former Manchester City Academy stars in blue is a mouth-watering prospect for any tactical nerd. However, Unai Emery views Rodgers as untouchable, and Villa's Champions League ambitions mean they aren't looking to strengthen a direct rival. Opinion: Rodgers offers a physical profile that our current midfield sometimes lacks. He's a power carrier of the ball. If Palmer can truly agent this deal behind the scenes, it could be the most underrated signing of the year. What do you think, Blues fans? We want to hear from you in the comments. Would you pay the €100 million for Yan Diomande, or is that too much of a gamble? Should we move on from Arda Güler if he doesn't want to leave, or keep pushing? Is Morgan Rodgers the perfect partner for Cole Palmer? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Blues Report for your daily dose of all things Chelsea. Keep the blue flag flying high. But the plot thickens even further, Blues family, as the January window evolves into one of the most unpredictable periods in recent memory. Beyond the names we've already discussed, the lands. Hello, and a massive welcome to all our loyal supporters tuning in to the Blues Report. It is a crisp Monday afternoon at Cobham, and the air is thick with anticipation as we gear up for a monumental week. We are standing on the precipice of a massive London derby as Chelsea prepares to host Arsenal at Stamford Bridge this Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. This isn't just any game. It's the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg, and the vibes at the training ground today suggest something special is brewing under our new leader. The Rosenio Revolution. Intensity at Cobham. Since stepping through the gates of Cobham just days ago, new head coach Liam Rosenior has wasted no time in stamping his authority on this talented squad. Today's session was the epitome of elite standards. The most striking takeaway from the training ground is the sheer intensity. Gone are the days of passive possession. Rosenior has implemented a high-octane, high-pressing style that demands every player be a marathon man on the pitch. The session kicked off with rigorous physical and gym work before transitioning into intricate technical drills focused on ball control under pressure. We saw the boys engaged in high-speed attacking drills and small-sided games that looked more like a cup final than a practice session. The Rosenior effect is real. There's a renewed hunger in the players' eyes, a tactical discipline that suggests we are ready to take the fight to the Gunners. The cold return, injury updates. Now, let's talk about the news you've all been waiting for. After being rested as a precaution during our dominant 5-1 FA Cup victory over Charlton, the big three, Cole Palmer, Reece James and Malo Gusto, were the centre of attention today. The medical buzz is electric. While Rosenior officially listed them as day-to-day in his presser, the word coming out of the camp is incredibly optimistic. Most importantly, the reports regarding our talisman, Cole Palmer, are sensational. According to the latest assessments, Palmer is 100% fit and looking sharper than ever in finishing drills. Seeing Cole Palmer back in full flight is exactly the boost the Bridge needs. Having Reece and Malo back to fortify those flanks is going to be vital against Arsenal's wingers. Analysis and opinion. In my view, resting them against Charlton was a masterstroke by Rosenior. Why risk our jewels in the crown in a game we could, and did, win comfortably? By managing their minutes, Rosenior has ensured that for the first time in a while, we might see a nearly full-strength Chelsea side ready to suffocating Arsenal with that new high press. Tactical chess. Can we stop the Gunners? Tactically, today's work was heavily focused on possession and transition. Arsenal under Arteta are masters of the ball, but Rosenior is drilling our boys to be disruptors. We saw a lot of work on trigger pressing, knowing exactly when to hunt in packs to win the ball back high up the pitch. However, we must address the elephant in the room. Moises Caicedo is suspended for this clash. This is a massive blow to our midfield engine room. How will Rosenior tweak the pivot to compensate for Moyes' absence? Will we see a more adventurous midfield, or will he opt for extra defensive solidity? What do you think, Blues fans? Do you think the high-pressing style of Liam Rosenior is the kryptonite we need to stop Arsenal's rhythm? With Cole Palmer back at 100%, who should partner him in the attack to ensure we take a lead into the second leg? How worried are you about the midfield balance without the suspended Caicedo? The Blues Report. Opinion. I believe this is our moment to prove that the potential Rosenior talked about is becoming reality. If Palmer is truly at 100%, he is the best player on the pitch, period. If we can keep the intensity high for 90 minutes, the Bridge will be rocking, and Arsenal won't know what hit them. Building on that electric atmosphere at Cobham, there's even more to dissect as the clock ticks down to kick-off. The Rosenia revolution is moving at light speed, and the details emerging from today's tactical session suggest a Chelsea side that is finally rediscovering its ruthless edge. The tactical blueprint: high stakes and high pressing. While the intensity has been the headline, the tactical work behind the scenes today was fascinating. Liam Rosenia was seen extensively working with the defensive unit, specifically focusing on our defensive transitions. Against a team as dangerous as Arsenal, Rosenia knows that one misplaced pass could be fatal. We saw Jorel Hato, who is still buzzing from his debut goal against Charlton, and Tosin Adarabioyo receiving heavy instructions on maintaining a high line while the midfield hunts the ball. The small-sided games weren't just for fitness, they were a masterclass in verticality. Rosenia wants the ball moved forward faster than we've seen in years. He's looking for those killer passes from the likes of Enzo Fernandez, who looked like a man possessed in today's training. After coming off the bench to score in the FA Cup, Enzo seems determined to prove he is the heartbeat of this new-look midfield. Squad depth, the Charlton Five, staking a claim. We can't ignore the momentum from the weekend. The 5-1 demolition of Charlton wasn't just a win, it was a statement. Players like Marc Guiu, Facundo Buonanotte, and Jamie Gittins brought a hunger that has given Rosenia a massive selection headache, the good kind. Guiu's clinical finish and Buonanotte's creative spark have shown that even if the big three aren't at 100%, we have young lions ready to tear into the Arsenal defence. The competition for places is currently at an all-time high. You could see it in the match scenario drills today. Nobody was taking a foot off the gas. Every tackle was firm, every sprint was at top speed. It feels like the squad has finally bought into the idea that under Rosenia, nobody is safe and everyone is essential. Analysis and opinion. This is exactly what Chelsea has lacked: genuine, fierce internal competition. When players like Pedro Neto are coming off the bench to score rockets in stoppage time, it sends a message to the starters that they have to be world-class or they'll be watching from the sidelines. I genuinely believe this healthy fear is what will push us past Arsenal on Wednesday night. Key battlegrounds. The bridge must be a fortress. As we look toward Wednesday, the focus shifts to the physical battle. Arsenal will bring a technical game, but Rosenia's Chelsea looks ready to bring the physicality. The gym work today was tailored toward explosive power, ensuring our wingers have that extra yard of pace to burn past Arsenal's fullbacks. With Reece James and Malo Gusto back in the fold, our overlapping runs are going to be a nightmare for the Gunners to track. If Rosenia can synchronise the flair of Palmer with the overlapping power of James, we aren't just looking at a win, we're looking at a dominant performance. Final thoughts and questions for the audience. The stage is set. The lights of Stamford Bridge are calling. A new era under Liam Rosenia is officially underway, and the Carabao Cup semi-final is the perfect platform to show the world that Chelsea is back. Who is your X-factor for Wednesday? Is it the returning Cole Palmer, or do you think a youngster like Marc Guiu deserves a start after his FA Cup heroics? The defensive dilemma. With Hato and Tosin in such fine scoring and defending form, who would you pick for your starting back four? The score prediction. Can we keep a clean sheet against this Arsenal attack, or will we have to outscore them in a classic Bridge shootout? The Blues report opinion. I'm going bold. I think the energy Rosenia has brought to Cobham is infectious. I'm predicting a 2-1 victory for the Blues, with Cole Palmer silencing the away end with a trademark cold finish. The Bridge is going to be rocking, and I can't wait to see this high-pressing machine in action. We've got a massive update for you today that is absolutely rocking the foundations of West London. Strap in, because the rumours coming out of Spain and the corridors of Cobham are nothing short of a Hollywood script. The Jude Bellingham bombshell, a Galactico in blue flag flying high. The most sensational news today involves none other than Jude Bellingham. Reports from Spain suggest that Chelsea are seriously exploring a monumental move to bring the England superstar back to the Premier League. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why now? The whispers are growing louder that there is genuine uncertainty regarding the future of our talisman, Cole Palmer. With heavyweights like Manchester United and even Manchester City reportedly sniffing around Cole Palmer for a summer move, the Chelsea hierarchy isn't sitting still. They've identified Bellingham as the ultimate high-profile replacement. Imagine Jude dictating the tempo at Stamford Bridge. While Real Madrid views him as their untouchable cornerstone, the lure of being the face of the new Chelsea project under Liam Rosenia is being touted as the bait. My analysis. Selling Palmer would be a heartbreak for the fans, but replacing him with Bellingham, that's a statement that says Chelsea still rules the market. However, with Jude's contract running until 2029, we are talking about a world record fee. Question for you. Would you trade Cole Palmer if it meant Jude Bellingham wearing the Chelsea 10 next season? The €150 million Barcelona raid, Fermin Lopez and Rafael Leão. The spending spree doesn't stop at the Bernabeu. According to Fichajes, Chelsea are preparing a double swoop that would cost a staggering €150 million. The primary target? Barcelona's midfield sensation, Fermin Lopez. The Blues are reportedly ready to drop €75 million just for Fermin. The young Spaniard has been on our radar since last summer, and despite him recently stating he's happy at Barca, Chelsea are going all in. Alongside him, the long-standing interest in Rafael Leão remains white hot. This isn't just a transfer, it's a total offensive overhaul. Fermin fits the Blueco blueprint perfectly. Young, hungry, and technically elite. My opinion. Fermin is a Flick favourite right now, making a January move almost impossible. But if Chelsea dangles that kind of money in front of a still recovering Barcelona economy this summer, money might just talk. The Vinicius Jr. reality check now. Let's address the elephant in the room, Vinicius Jr. The rumours have been flying that Vinny Jr. is unhappy in Madrid under Xabi Alonso, and Chelsea were the first names linked. However, my sources close to the club have poured some cold water on a January move. The word from inside Stamford Bridge is that the winter window will be quiet. Why? 2 words: financial fair play. A transaction of this magnitude, likely exceeding £130 million, simply isn't feasible right now without triggering massive Premier League sanctions. While the club never says never in major negotiations, expect the Vinny Jr. saga to be a middle-of-the-year blockbuster rather than a winter surprise.